Welcome back to Fighting Stats. I'm your host, Artsy, and today we have a special treat for you. We are doing a deep dive in our Fighting Stats dashboard. Now, I say exclusive Fighting Stats because we are the only ones that have these stats available. Come take a look at what we have. All right, so this is the Fighting Stats Tail of the Tape dashboard. We're starting here on the detailed striking side. Here on the left side, we have Leon Edwards in the blue corner. We have Colby Covington in the red corner here. So in the tombstone here data, we have the wins by TKO, wins by submission, wins by decision. So Leon Edwards, most of his wins coming from decision. Same thing with Colby Covington. A lot of his wins coming from decision is there. We have a breakdown by losses as well. Leon Edwards never been finished 100% decision rate there as well. So we have some of that. We have the head-to-head tail of the tape. Leon Edwards will have a little bit of reach advantage and height advantage. Both guys. Leon Edwards is fighting in Southpaw, Colby Covington in Orthodox. So if we go down a little bit more, we have Leon Edwards. We have his offensive striking. We have basically striking at his right. So of his strikes landed, what percentage of that is at a distance versus in the clinch of the ground? So 75% at a distance. Same thing with the target. So when he is striking, what is he really targeting here? 73% of the time he's targeting the head, 16% of the time targeting the body, and 11% of the is targeting the legs. And then when he is targeting the head, body, and legs, what is his accuracy like? 42% of his shots are landing, targeting the head. 78% of the shots landed are to the body. And then when he targets the legs, 91% leg accuracy there. And then we have a breakdown by round here. So we have the average strikes thrown by round. So we can see in round one to round two, round three. So his output does go up. But as the rounds go on, and so as here, the strikes landed by rounds also go up there. Worth noting, his knockdown rate tends to stay fairly even, having knockdowns in rounds one, two, three, and five. Um, if we go down here, we have the actual stats here by each fight and each round. So sorted by most recent, you can see his fighting log, the rounds that they were in, the significant strikes landed and thrown, the knockdown rates, strikes at a distance, clinch and ground, and sort of head accuracy, body accuracy, leg accuracy. So we have all these details here. So at a high level at the top, it's here at the high level, and then here we have it broken down by fighter. Again, these are all of his UFC fights here as well. And then we have a summarization here at the bottom. So that's where we get the 75% distance striking. As we move on here, distance striking defense. So this is everything against, or what was landed against, Leon Edwards. So 72% of the strikes landed against him have been at a distance. 74% of the strikes against him have been to the head. 9% to the legs, 17% to the body. We have his defensive striking. So decent head defense. So only 30%, 37% of the strikes thrown towards his head have landed. 73 to the body, which is a little bit high, and then 71 to the legs, a little bit low. So he does a good job of defending the legs and heads there. And then we have same thing, strikes absorbed by round. Same thing where he eats a little bit more shots as the fight goes on. And then we have knockdowns. He's only really been knocked down once in the second round there. And similar to the graph above, we have the details broken down by opponent and round and date. So we can see specific fights here where he ate the most damage, where he's absorbing them to the strikes, at a distance or to the head. All that information is here. And then on the same side here, we have Colby Covington. I'm not going to go into the same details, but his opponent here in the red, all of the same details available, distance striking, strike breakdowns, and there's a striking defense here as well. So you can compare the two, where their strengths and weaknesses are. Worth noting here, a red or Colby Covington's striking defense as well, 36% defensive striking, so not bad. Similar with his output, goes up as the rounds go on. Okay, so moving on. So that was the detailed striking report. Here we have the detailed grappling report. Fighting Stats grappling report. Same thing. We have Leon Edwards here on the left side in the blue, Colby Covington there on the red. This top data is the same as the last side, but here we have different charts here. So strike breakdowns the same, but now here we have average takedowns by round. So we have where Leon Edwards likes to shoot for takedowns in terms of takedown attempts and takedowns landed. We can see as the fight goes on, he lands fewer and fewer takedowns. Similar here, we have the reversals by round and sub attempts by round. Only real sub attempts here in round one and round three for Leon Edwards. Here we have total control time by round. This is total control, and these are listed in seconds. Normally, rounds one, two, and three are going to be a little bit higher because any kind of finishes in round one don't get added to obviously rounds two and three. But here is the actual average of the control time. We have it broken down by minutes and seconds, so the graph can be confusing a little bit. Concentrate on the minutes here. So control time in round one is 1.1 minute, 0.7 minutes, things like that, and then we add the seconds to it there. If we go down a little bit here, we have the actual details. So against who did he shoot takedowns? Who did he land takedowns on? Similar things like that. Here we have knockdown rate. We have this is strikes thrown on the ground. So is he busy on the ground once he gets them down to the ground? Here's the actual takedown attempts and the actual takedown success. So here against Kamaru Usman, he only landed one takedown after trying 5 times there. You can see that. And then we have the control time, so the sub attempts, the percent of time or the percentage of strikes landed in the clinch, thrown, and accuracy as well. And then obviously we're going to have the defensive side. So how does he fare up defensively grappling? How many times has he seen takedowns against? How many of them have been successful? So round three, we can see it pops up a little bit in terms of his takedown defense is a little bit worse in round three. And then same thing with the control time. It pops up a little bit in round three for him, drops off because, again, you're not going to have 5-round fights every time, but that's what's there. And then total average control time against you. This is a little bit interesting here. The control time, again, in seconds. Again, don't look at the seconds. Look more at the minutes. Definitely getting controlled about minutes there per round. And then again, same thing where he's facing takedown attempts, takedown things like that. Ground strikes, takedown attempts, takedown success, reversal submissions. All of that information is here for Leon Edwards. You go down a little bit more, you have it offensive grappling for Colby Covington, all of those same stats that we went over for the red corner offensively. And then if you go down a little bit further, all of the same stats defensively for Colby Covington. So you can get a really clear picture on how these guys, fight. Does he pick up later in the later rounds? Does he tend to sort of drop off in the later rounds as well? He's a cardio and shoe, things like that. So we have the striking report, grappling report. Here we have the Fighting Stats exclusive time breakdown here. So let's go up to the top. Fighting Stats time breakdown. Again, Leon Edwards in the blue. So of the fights that we taped, 65% of the time Leon Edwards was standing. 15% of the time he was on the ground. 12% of the time he was defending a takedown. 8% he was attacking a takedown, and only 1% of the time he was in the clinch. And then it gives a breakdown of when he was what fights we have here, what's rounds, what times he was moving forward versus what time he was moving backwards, things like that. If you go down here, we actually have a ground breakdown chart. So here is the ground top time. So when Leon Edwards is on the ground and he's grappling on the top, 40% of the time he's in half guard, 20% of the time, 21% of the time he's in side control, 24% of the time he's in back mount, and 13% of the time he's in a full guard there. Very rarely, only 1% of the time he's in full mount. So that's worth noting. He never really gets to transition into full mount when he's on the top. And then when he's grappling and he's on the bottom here, 48% of the time he's spent in half guard, 25% of the time is in full guard, and 17% in side control. Again, not giving up back mount for only 3% of the time, 8% in north-south. So similar breakdown here for Colby Covington as well. Time standing, time in mount, and then we see again his ground control time. We 69% of the time for back mount for Colby Covington. Similar numbers here when he is on the bottom there. So it'll give the fight breakdown when that time occurred, so you can see it there. Okay. So moving on, we also have the striking tendency matchup. This is my favorite here. If we pull that up, this really talks about what strikes these fighters are picking, what their go-to rate is, how many percentages of the time they're striking are single strikes, how many times they're throwing out the jab, how many times they're throwing out the 1-2 versus the lead hook, how many percent, like how many times is he throwing a kick? Is it a 1-2 kick? Things like that. So right here off the bat, we can see Leon Edwards throwing 2-1 or 3% versus the 10% Colby Covington throwing kicks. Colby Covington not really a kicker there. And then we go down to striking tendencies here. So it really gives a breakdown in terms of 15% of the time Leon Edwards is going to throw a 1, which is a jab. Then he goes to the rear leg kick. This is rear leg kick. So again, he's standing in southpaw. So this is going to be the left leg. 14% of the time he's throwing that rear leg kick. 9% of the time he's throwing the lead hook. So the lead hook is the right hook for southpaw. And then he goes the rear high kick. So he throws that high kick as well, 8%. So get a clear picture of what his strikes are. Again, he's striking at a distance, and these are the strikes that he's using. Similar side with the Colby Covington, a little bit busy here. 12% the jab, 2% of the cross. He's standing mostly orthodox, so he's going to be shooting a lot of straight punches. 12% the left hand, 2%, 6% the right hand, and then 5% the combination of 1-2. We have it broken down, all of the combos there. So here's all the breakdown. So just at a glance, you can sort of see that the fight's likely going to go to decision. The fight, Leon Edwards is going to want to get the fight standing. Colby Covington has that grappling ability. So here's all the stats here, everything that you need in one place. This is the Fighting Stats dashboard. This is available right now on our Patreon. We print this out for every matchup on the upcoming cards. We try to have this available at least 1 to 2 weeks before the actual card, and so we can try to commit to that. So that is available on our Patreon. We are showing this sort of as a demo of what we have available, and then we package that with our best bets. We do our tape study, extensive tape study. We do our best bets, and then we tell you what the numbers say, what the tape says, and then we try to get you winning bets at the window there. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know if you would like to see anything else. If you've seen anything comparable, let me know. Only thing that we've seen here at Fighting Stats is we know we have this. We have these stats, so it's only exclusive to Fighting Stats. You're only going to get it if you sign up for our Patreon. So again, my name is Hart C. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the show. Okay, guys, well, that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe. You'll get notified anytime we put out new content. Again, my name is Art C. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Electrocute. This is Fighting Stats, the ultimate source for exclusive and in-depth MMA statistics and best bets. We'll see you guys at the window.